Okay, look, here we go. 20 minutes of reading time, right? And I get, sniff. That's unhelpful. And, ooh, this all over another person. Okay. Oh, okay. Ooh, wait. Okay. Ooh. All right. Okay. Where are we now? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Ooh. Well, let's see. Okay. 25 minutes and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is a series in which we are reading C++ All-In-One for Dummies. C++ All-In for Dummies. C++ All-In-One for Dummies. Specifically, that's what it's called, C++ All-In for Dummies. This is written by John Paul Mueller and Jeff Cogswell. This right here is the 3rd edition, and this has 6 books in one. If you're all curious to look up C++ All for Dummies in your favorite search, then you'll be able to see that the very first entry that we will likely get will be for the website to the book, which will give the information on the latest version, which upon the last time I looked was the 4th edition, which had 7 books in one. Again, this is the 3rd edition that has 6 books in one. We're going to get started now. This is going to be for book 4, chapter 6, on page 589, starting with stacking the DQ. A DQ, pronounced deck. Oh, that's a deck. My apologies. I was thinking Q. A deck, pronounced deck. Container is a sequential list of items like vector and list. Like vectors and unlike lists, decks allow bracket notation for random access. Unlike vector, deck lets you push, insert items at the beginning and pop, remove items off the beginning. To create a deck that holds integers, do something like this. I show on these trickier parts because I don't want to say every little thing because that's too much. It takes too long. So, if you're interested in what the code looks like, you should be looking at the screen. Okay. Duck int. My duck, push front 10. My duck, push front 20. My duck, push front 30. My duck, push back 40. My duck, push back 50. My duck, push back 60. Nobody's hacking. Hello, Yuki. Hello, Jamhuri _Dr_C. Oh, wait. 2 functions show up here, front and pop front. The front function returns... No, I'm sorry. Let's go just to this other part, though. Haha, I'm too ahead. Here we are, right there. Then you can loop through the duck, accessing its members with a bracket, as if it's an array. Into loop. Let me put this in nicely. All right. That's better. Int loop. For loop equals 0, as long as loop is less than my deck.size, loop plus plus, see out, my duck, loop, in line. You can also grab items off the front or back of the duck. Here's an example from the front. While my duck size is greater than 0, see out, my duck dot front, in line, my duck dot pop, underscore front. Two functions show up here, front, pop front. The front function returns a reference to the item at the front of the duck. The pop front function removes the item that's at the front of the duck. Oh, hello again, free What Away Lifestyle Vlogs. All right, so that's the tough things. So I could put the regular camera back on. We get a break from the tough things. Ooh. Okay. Waiting in line with stacks and queues. Two common programming data structures are in the standard library: stack. You put items on top of a stack one by one, and you only take items off the stack one by one, and only off the top. You can add several items one after the other before taking an item off the top. This process is sometimes called a first in, last out FILO algorithm. Queue. A queue is like waiting in line at the post office. Some people call such a line a queue, spelled Queue. The line gets longer and longer as people arrive. Each new person goes to the back of the line, but people leave only by the front of the line. The queue data structure is like that. You add data at the back of the queue and take data off one by one at the front of the queue. Like the stack, the queue also has an alternate name. It's a first in, first out FIFO algorithm. I guess you could say FIFO. To use the standard library to make a stack, you can use a duck, a list, or a vector as the underlying storage bin. Then you declare the stack as in the following example. So when I was doing my queues, back when I was taking advanced operating systems and I was having to do queues, I was using vectors. But it's nice to know that there's other options. Okay. Time to show things again in the book. Stack, int, vector int, my stack. Or you can optionally use the default, which is queue. Stack int, my stack. For a queue, you can't use vector. Really? That's what I was using though. Oh, okay. See, this is the tricky thing. Someone decided that was a good idea, so that's what I was using. But not according to these people. Well, let's see what their rationale is for how to use vector. For a queue, you can't use vector because vectors don't include operations for dealing with a front. So for that situation, you can use either duck or list. For example, here's a line of code that uses list. Queue, int, list, int, my queue. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to have Nightbot not talk about dancing time. My apologies. There's no dancing in the stream. Or here's a line of code that uses duck by default. Queue, int, my queue. All right, switching cameras again. Bonehead Gaming, yes, I know that. Thank you. Other people may know that too. Not sure. I just know me. Hi, Brooke. Soul Reader? Don't know what that means. Is there someone named Soul Reader here? Okay. You normally perform 3 operations with a stack and a queue. Push. When you add an item to a stack or queue, you push the item. This puts the item on top of the stack or at the back of the queue. Peek. When you look at the top item of the stack or the front of the queue, you peek. The peek operation doesn't remove the item, however. This is peek spelled P-E-E-K, like peekaboo. Pop. When you remove an item from a stack or from the front of the queue, you pop it off. For some libraries, this gives you the item. For the standard library, it removes the item. To use an item off the top or front of a stack or queue, first you peek at it and then you pop it off. Okay, I was wondering how top came into play for the authors of this book. All right, showdown. Decks versus vectors. If you go online to any discussion board and use a search phrase like C++ deck vector, you will see a lot of discussion, arguments, and confusion between when to use deck and when to use vector. To know which to use when, you need to understand the differences between the two. Under the hood, vector usually stores all its data in a regular old array, making it easy to directly access the members. But that also means that to insert items, vector must slide everything over to make room for the inserted items. Maybe I did use list. I can't even remember anymore. I just hope I can figure out how to get all of my projects and stuff over to my personal Google Drive so I don't lose it. I don't really have time to do that. It's kind of annoying. I try to do something as simple as just saying like transfer it over, but then they're like, oh, but that other thing you're trying to transfer isn't a Google for Education or whatever account. It's like, okay, that's annoying. Anyway, figure that out later, hopefully, but not too late. But that also means that to insert items, vector must slide everything over to make room for the inserted items. Deck, however, does not use the contiguous approach that vector does. Inserting is then easier for it because it doesn't need to shuffle things around. Also, deck doesn't have to regrow, add new elements itself if it runs out of space, whereas vector does. And finally, deck includes a push_front member function that allows you to easily add an item at the beginning. The vector template does not include this member. In the standard library, for peeking at the front of a queue, you call the front member function. For a stack, you call the top member function. Okay, that's where top comes into play. I thought so. Okay. For pushing and popping, the standard library uses these terms. The queue and stack each include a push function and a pop function. The stack and queue example shown in listing 6-10 demonstrates both a stack and a queue. So much practice. I took forever trying to learn the algorithms. Not just the classes we gave for the master's exam, and I got so much practice. Stacks and queues, and queues and stacks, and stacks and queues, and queues and stacks. Listing 6-10, creating a stack and a queue. Hashtag include iostream. Hashtag include stack. Hashtag include queue. Using namespace standard. Void stack demo. See out stack demo inline. Stack int vector int my stack. Remember the space between the my stack dot push 5, my stack dot push 10, my stack dot push 15, my stack dot push 20. C out my set.top inline. My set.pop. C out my set.top inline. My set.pop. My set.push 40. C out my set.top inline. My set.pop. Void Q demo. C out Q demo inline. Q int my Q. No container specified in the queue, so it uses duck by default. The same goes for stack. My queue.push 5, my queue.push 10, my queue.push 15, C out. My queue.front inline. My queue.pop, C out. My queue.front inline. My queue.pop, my queue.push 40, C out. My queue.front inline. I'm hoping Ryan made it over. Listing dash succession continued. My queue dot pop into main stack demo queue demo return 0. Remember, when you specify a container to use inside the stack or queue, remember to put a space between the closing angle brackets. Otherwise, the compiler reads it as a single insertion operator, which is the greater sign followed right there by the greater sign, and gets confused. Here is the, I have to sneeze. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, sneezy. Sorry, friends. I am having the business with my allergies, I think. Here is the output from the example. Stack demo 20, 15, 40. Queue demo 5, 10, 15. Ooh, copying containers. Ooh, okay, let me check how much longer I have. Just over 9 minutes. Copying containers. Structures are easy to copy when class libraries are well designed. The standard library is that well designed. Each container class contains both a copy constructor and an equal operator. To copy a container, you either set one equal to the other or pass the first container to the constructor of the second, which copies the first into the second. The copy container example shown in listing 6-10 demonstrates how to perform this task. Okay, great. Let's get into that. Okay, here we go. Listing 6-11. Copying containers couldn't be easier. #include map using namespace standard class scrumptious public string dessert. Bool operator is less than const scrumptious. Oh, I'm sorry. That is less than? Sure. Okay, great. Scrumptious ampersand first. Const scrumptious ampersand second. Return first dessert less than second dot dessert. Class nutrition public int vitamin C int potassium int main map scrumptious nutrition. It's good for me. Scrumptious AP equals apple pie. Braces notation. Nutrition APN equals 7249, 9722. Scrumptious IC equals ice cream. Nutrition ICN equals 2459, 19754. Scrumptious CC equals chocolate cake. Nutrition CCN equals 9653, 24905. Scrumptious MS equals milkshake. Nutrition MSN equals 46022, 5425. It's good for me. App equals APN. It's good for me. IC equals ICN. It's good for me. CC equals CCN. It's good for me. MS equals MSN. Map scrumptious dot nutrition duplicate equals it's good for me. Map scrumptious dot nutrition. Another duplicate. It's good for me. It's good for me. AP dot potassium equals 20. C out. It's good for me. AP dot potassium in line. C out. Duplicate AP dot potassium in line. C out. Another duplicate AP dot potassium in line. Return 0. You can see in the listing that we created 2 classes, Scrumptious and Nutrition. We then created a map called It's Good For Me that associates Scrumptious instances with Nutrition instances. We copied map twice using both an equal sign and a copy constructor. Map Scrumptious Nutrition duplicate equals it's good for me. That's the using the equal sign, and then the second is the copy constructor. It looks like the map Scrumptious copy nutrition, another duplicate, and then they throw in the it's good for me in there. And that was it. We then changed one of the elements in the original map to see what would happen. Then we printed that element as well as the corresponding element in the 2 copies. Here is the output. $20, 9722, 9722. Yep, they're different. This implies that the maps each have their own copies of the instances, that there's no sharing of instances between the maps. Remember, containers hold copies, not originals. That's true when you copy containers too. If you put a structure in a container and copy the container, the latter container has its own copy of the structure. To change the structure, you must change all copies of it. The way around this is to put pointers inside the containers. Then each container has its own copy of the pointer, but all these pointers point to the same one and only object. On that note, that is the end of that particular section, and with only less than 3 minutes on the clock, there's no point in trying to get to the next section, so I'm just gonna put my little thing right there, and it's gonna be where I pick up the future C++ on for Dummy stream, and this is a good time to wind down the chat. Anybody wanting to put anything in the chat, I will say 5 minutes, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, starting now. Hopefully Ryan read it. I kind of try to wait for Ryan to be available for these, because I don't know who else, aside from me, who else besides Ryan enjoys C++ for Dummies time. Oh, it's easy. Excuse me. Oh, I took a knockoff Allegra. Hopefully that helps. Usually my allergy pills work just fine. My knockoff Zyrtex, they work just fine. But when stuff gets peak allergy time, oh no. I usually get that knockoff Allegra stuff. Whew. Oh, So, the plan is, after I close out the stream, I'm gonna eat something for dinner, and then try for like an hour of Kingdom Hearts time. That's the plan. Hopefully it works out. Okay, I'm just taking a little bit more time to close on the chat. Just over 3 minutes left. Anybody have anything you want to put in the chat? Oh, I'm sorry, Nightbot. This isn't the dancing stream. That was for earlier today. Earlier stream. I just forgot to change Nightbot out. Alright, looks like no. That's fine. Boy. Yeah. All in all, today was a good day, even though things are out of whack with my allergies. So, yeah. So earlier I did an improvisational dance stream for Tuesday Groovin' Live, which is about groovy songs. Oh, and then this right here is closing out a C++. Ooh, All-In-One For Dummies stream. C++ is approved news. C++ All for Dummies is a book. And after I eat, I'm planning on doing the third live stream. It's going to be Kingdom Hearts Part 4. Yay. Oh, my chat might be frozen. That's possible. That happens. Okay. Let me pull up my computer. Oh, that does happen. Hi.
Now connected to desktop CFS-NEO.
Alexa, disconnect.
Now disconnected from desktop CFS-NEO.
Okay, that's refinish. That's true. What about this read though? Oh. What? I didn't finish my stream. Oh, okay. What? Oh, a lot of things happened. You're right. Oh. Okay, hold on. It is definitely not guest time right now. Okay, great. Oh, okay. That did happen. Oh, Veronica College January made it in. Yay. That is so cool. Oh, that's time. But technically my stuff was busted. I didn't realize it. So, another 5 minutes. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, B, I'm sorry. I already did that earlier today. I'm just forgetful. Hello, Juliana. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you to say about my hair. Oh, okay, what else happened? River Robinson said hi. Hello. Gosh, it's cool. Gosh, it's cool seeing we're learning hard math. Very much. Oh, okay. That was Rook. Thank you. C++, right, is that? Oh, yeah, very sleazy. Thank you. Oh, we are being over to this one. That's cool. Did these go with her? I still don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's fun though. Alright, Lexi Bear. What's for dinner? I don't know yet. That's a good question. I'm thinking I did get those little mini sausages. I might do that. Some mini sausages and some potato salad and side salad. But I have to think of, I did, I mean, that's probably good, just do it that. Okay, probably that. Keep it simple. KSS. Keep it simple, stupid. Like I understand to some point. Not bad advice. That's true. Good advice. Thank you. A great book, in fact. Hey, I think so. Oh! Gee whiz. That was broken. Alright. Okay, just another 3 minutes left, and then I'm gonna go get some food. Now I can see chat. This how to use my computer. I swear. YouTube stopped being out of whack sometimes. Here I am thinking that I was just lost and alone. But it's just my chat tripped. Oops. Well, good. It's nice stop being lost and alone. It's not a fun feeling. Okay, so anybody have anything they want to put now that I could see? Oh, good. Do I have family? Yeah. Don't we all? That's a question. How old am I? 40? Oh, something tells me that somebody is acting a lot like my brother and his caveman mentality that he picked up along the way in this journey of life. Alright, how much more time we got? Okay, less than a minute. Oh, well, thanks for subscribing and liking. And I don't know if you're aware, but this was a C++ on for Dummies stream. Earlier I had an improv dancing stream for Tasty Groove Live, and later I expect to have Kingdom Hearts Part 4. Yay! Camera? It's hard because I'm trying to look at the chat, which is there now, because this is not available. So it's like I'm looking over. Try to be famous? Not at all. Oh, well, that's kind of me to say. Ew. That being said, I do apologize, but that is time, which means I need to go and have yummy food time. Becky is famous, right? Says you're sweet. All right, I'm gonna go eat yummy food time because I do enjoy my eating yummy food time so much. And then looking forward to some Kingdom Hearts time up to an hour. I have to get up at 3:15 in the morning. So back to that part of things for this week. So, eating my autograph. You're funny. Oh, right. So one more stream to go after I eat something. Up to an hour. Try to make some progress. No, I'm not pregnant. That would be very impossible. I'm not getting into details though. That being said, go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and eat. if you guys are able to make it to my next stream, thank you. You're welcome to. If not, I'm going to say goodnight to you. So either I'll say goodnight just in case. Ryan, I'm pretty sure you're going to make it and drift off to dreamland courtesy of Kingdom Hearts time, but just in case, goodnight to you now. Um, at Joe, goodnight to you. Good night. Ooh, random letters starting with the capital D. Um, Nightbot, not yet. We still have one more stream to try to figure out. But I should probably make sure that you're talking about that and not Nancy time. Good night, go to FER. Good night, Lexi Bear. Good night, River Robinson. Good night, Gasha, or Gasha is cool. Good night to anyone who I may have missed. Yeah, for anyone here who may see, or who may see this in the future, whenever, wherever, whatever, just make the most of it. I know I say this every stream, but it matters. Like, literally whenever. Like, 5 minutes, so much can happen in just 5 minutes. It's crazy how life is sometimes. At least in my experience. Alright. Yeah. See you guys either at the next stream or a future stream. That'd be awesome. If not, I'm just very happy that we had this opportunity to spend some time together. Not with this one. Alright then. Bye bye.